Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I know what you're thinking. It's been a little bit of a little time off, a little break. I haven't done an interview in a long time. We were setting up the MMA Takeover podcast network. I kind of put interviews on hold. But every once in a while, you have to take a golden opportunity when you can. And I jumped at one to speak with one of the top stars in MMA today. I have a special guest for our interview of the week. He is a former NCAA champion. He has a professional record of 12-1. His only loss, he has actually already avenged that loss. He is on a 3-fight winning streak, with his last win being a first-round submission over Leandro Higo. He is in the main event of Bellator 204, August 17th against Noad Lahat. He is the current Bellator Bantamweight champion. His name is, obviously, you know by now, Darrion Caldwell. Darrion, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate that introduction, man.
Well, I mean, I'll never be a ring announcer because I'm not that good, but I try my best.
Nah, it was close as Bruce as it gets.
So, Darrion, I'm going to get right into it. I know you're jam-packed. You got a lot of interviews. You're only, 9 days away from the title fight. Actually, not a title fight. It's a non-title fight. I'm used to you being in title fights. So let's get right into that. You got a non-title fight.
Next up.
Yeah, you're moving up. You're moving up in weight. It's a non-title fight. Why the move up in weight?
Well, I'm gonna let the 35ers play catch up,
Okay.
And while they play catch up, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward as well with them.
Okay.
And go ahead and take a 45-pound championship.
Okay.
So it's strictly for one goal and one goal only, and that's to be a world champion at 145. And this guy is in a way, Noad Lahat. He's in a way of my goals. So August 17th, it's my goal and my job to, hurt this guy.
Okay, I just want to let's talk about something you said. First of all, you said let the 135ers catch up. So my question is it possible for them to catch up to you?
Probably not. To be completely honest, it's going to be those 16 and 17-year-old kids, those 15, 16, 17-year-old kids right now that's training to be the next Bellator world champion. That's going to be the next kid to come out. These guys right here that's in the circle right now at 135, they're just not ready. They are trying to sneak some new talent, but again, these guys just aren't ready.
All right, so one thing that always stands out to me when I see you fight is that you're a massive bantamweight. I mean, you're 5'10". You got long arms, long legs. You wrestled in college. I believe you wrestled at 149. Now you're fighting at 135. So the question is, do you cut a lot of weight to make 135?
Well, I cut a lot of weight, but, it just depends, I walk around I could walk around on any given day after a fight at 170, I could be 170 after 135, after 2 or 3 weeks of lifting 135. So, to answer the question, it just depends on how you look at it,
Sure.
When I'm fighting at 135, I do my training camps at 152. I'm making practices at 46, so I cut a lot of. It just depends, I train hard, I train smart, so I can shed a lot of weight, So it just depends on how you look at it. Come fight time, I'm never losing anything over 10 pounds. It doesn't matter what weight class I'm going at. Whether it's 35 or 45, I'm gonna come in the week of fight week at 10 pounds over, regardless. So I just know how my body feels and how it reacts the way I want it to, in terms of cutting weight.
So, Darren, obviously you mentioned that you want to be the champion at 145. So is the plan to be the double champ where you're defending the belt at 135 and at 145? Is that the ultimate goal?
Absolutely. I don't think, it's for the longest at 35, the guys weren't defending their belt but once or twice a year. And it seems to be the same case with Patricio when he was in his belt once or twice a year. So on the way I've been on track and on the pace that I've been going, I'm on track to fight 4 fights this year, so within a year. So my goal is to defend each belt twice a year.
Okay. Darrion, I'm going to get to Patricio in a second because after your last fight, there was a little bit of incident. I want to get to that. I'm just going to put that on hold for a second. I would be making a mistake to look past Lahat. I'm sure you probably would say the same thing. Tell us about this matchup. Tell us what you think about him as an opponent, and how did this get put together? Why is he the opponent that you're testing first at 145?
Well, he's a guy that stepped up, He's it's weird in this MMA world. You meet a lot of people, and like as fighters, you kind of become friends, and so mainly at the weight class that you're not fighting. I guess I know a lot of 45ers. I've trained with a lot of 45ers, and so I'd rather not beat those guys up first. And no disrespect to anybody, but I don't know Noad Lahat, So to go out there and be able to beat somebody I don't know, beat him up, and then he could pick all up who I don't know, that's ideal for me. And then the guys that I know they want to fight for a reason, for a title, then that's a different story for me, because then chips are, the chips are bigger. So that's my own thing. I don't really care about anybody. I don't really care to hurt anybody. I know, as we all seen it, I know from first-hand experience, you can literally lose friends over if you fight them, and beat them. So, I mean, I was cool with somebody I fought with, and it's not the same relationship. Racially, so I understand competitive. Yeah, I understand the competitiveness. But I think if the chips are bigger, if it's something that big, maybe it wouldn't be the case like that. But maybe it will, because now the chips are even bigger, so it's even more. So it's a weird sport. I just would rather, it's a weird situation. I just rather stay away from fighting guys that I know early on, if I don't have to,
Sure.
And so obviously it'll happen eventually, but there's Noad Lahat. I don't know him,
Okay.
I never talked to him, never seen him, Pitbull. I don't like him,
Yeah.
We got something that we need to settle. So.
Okay. So obviously you're in one of the best teams, Alliance MMA. Are you one of these guys who watch a lot of film of your opponents, or are you one of those ones who just lets all the coaches do all that? And if you are one of the guys who watch, what do you think of Lahat?
I am one of the guys who I'd like fast forward through stuff. Like, I want to see him, but I don't want to see him,
Sure.
I don't really care to, watch him, as opposed to some of his habits and his tendencies. So I'll, flip through one fight, and then maybe, a week later I'll flip to another fight. So I'm not really watching their fights, I'm watching their tendencies, their habits. I don't really care to watch film on guys. I can pretty much scope a guy and just tell, and like I was saying earlier, the way guys fight against me isn't exactly the way they fight against everyone else, and vice versa. I'm not going to fight one guy the way I fought the last guy,
Sure.
So every fight is different, you just like Bruce Lee said, you got to be water,
Okay, so we mentioned already Patricio Pitbull. He was cornering your last opponent, Leandro Higo, who trains under him. Watching at home.
I thought they were brothers.
Are they? No. The other, no, that's not his brother. Patricio is his brother.
Oh.
But they.
Okay, I thought they were the Pitbull brothers.
No, there is Pitbull brothers.
You just beat the little brother.
Yeah, no.
I thought I just beat the little brother.
No. Patricio.
Now I'm going to fight the bigger brother.
No, Patricio is
the brother was going to try to step in.
No. Patricio is the smaller brother, and Patricio is the bigger brother. But Patricio is actually the champion. The smaller in size, is actually the champion of the weight class right above you. Now, there was some kind of incident we saw at home. Chael Sonnen was interviewing you. It was kind of hard to see what happened. All of a sudden, you flipped him off. You had some choice words, and the camera just kind of pans to him walking out. Kind of looked like he's barking back at you. Tell us what happened.
All right. Well, just to get this straight. Okay, so we're just gonna. I beat up the cousin, all right? I beat up their cousin.
Okay.
Somewhere down the line, he's a pit bull. So I beat up their cousin, and then the little brother, has got something to say because I beat up his cousin. So now I got to handle the little brother. So it's one of those things where you get beat up at the park, and then you got to run and get your brother, your cousin, and your cousin comes and he gets beat up, and then you go get the other brother and he gets beat up.
Yeah. Then Dad comes out later.
Then Dad.
Yeah. So has Bellator mentioned?
That's how I see it.
Okay. Has Bellator mentioned that, hey, if you beat Lahat, that's the matchup they want to do? They want to do the super fight champion. I mean, they're already doing it with Rory McDonald fighting Gegard Mousasi.
I would love to take him that opportunity to fight people after this, I think it's up to me, I get it done, the way I do, it's no denying me, Who else would they fight at the 145-pound division besides me?
Sure.
I'm the 145-pound champ already.
Okay. And now, there's a 135-pounder in your weight class who's speaking your name a lot, and he's fighting on the same card as you. And I would be killed by our listeners if I didn't ask you. There's a man by the name of James Gallagher. James Gallagher, he made some headlines this week. I'm going to read you exactly what he says. He was speaking of you, and he says either he feels he's cleared out the bantamweight or he's a pussy. The thing is, I want him to come back. I want to fight him for the belt. I really don't know if featherweight is a permanent move, but it'll be interesting to see if he comes back. He goes on later to says if he's got a set of balls, he'll come back and defend the belt, but if he bounces, it means he's a fucking pussy. I could never respect that. Maybe he's getting an immediate title shot in a higher weight class. I understand, but that's not the case. He has no excuse to drop the belt. As I said before, if he has a set of balls, he'll come down.
It's a bunch of the same shit.
What? Good. What?
It's a bunch of the same shit. Honestly, I would be surprised if you look my way when we're in South Dakota. Like, he's gonna have to, he don't understand, who he's talking to. I don't think he gets it, because I'll run down on him in South Dakota.
Okay.
In real life, so he'll understand that once he sees it. I'm not for that. I'm not about that, bro. He gonna call me a pussy and shit. He gonna have to really do that, So he'll see, It's not. He's got a good mouthpiece. I like it,
Yeah.
But he's just a kid, At the end of the day, the way I look at him, he's just another little brother, another wannabe. And I know we heard that all this, yeah, you want to be kind of, but I guess obviously, when you're around somebody so much, you're gonna naturally be like them, And so, it's not gonna do any good for him when it comes to making. I'm not with all that, and he'll see. I'll see him next week, man.
Okay.
We'll see what's up.
Okay, I'm sure the fans would really like that. Hopefully, there's not some kind of Conor McGregor bus incident, anything like that. I don't think anybody wants that to happen, but I definitely think it's a matchup the fans would love.
If Conor wants to get involved, he can come and get involved as well.
Okay.
I'm hands on,
You want them
I'm
all.
hands on when it's fight week. I'm hands on when it's fight week. So if he comes my way, I'm not even about to talk. Look, I'm a fight off instinct. So instinctively, if I feel threatened, you feel me, or I feel any sort of way, it's a red light for you, it's a green light for you. There's a green light on me.
Okay, I mean you're fired up. It seems like you're ready for anybody.
Yeah, no, I'm really ready for Noad Lahat, honestly. But I'm not opposed to slapping a few people in the process. So.
Okay. Now, are you a guy that watches a lot of MMA? Because I know some fighters, they love it. They watch everything. Other guys, they tend to be like, hey, this is my job. I don't want to watch it when I'm not training or fighting. Are you one of these guys who watch all the fights or no?
Watch all, like, the MMA fights?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, of course I watch all the MMA fights.
Okay.
It's not because it's my job, but because I love the sport, you know?
Sure. Well, you'd be surprised how many fighters don't.
When I'm watching, what was that?
I said you'd be surprised at how many fighters don't watch.
Yeah, I know. But I think a lot of fighters are, like, just lying to themselves. They're lying to you.
Okay,
because it's not, because like, I remember back my wrestling days when I consider myself, I'm not a wrestler, dude. I just wrestle. You know?
Sure.
I don't watch wrestling, you know?
Sure.
You know? But it's like when you get to a certain level, you know, you got to be all around if you want to be the best, you know? So you can ask a GSP, you can ask a Daniel Cormier, you can ask a Bruce Lee, if you say, that's my, do you watch fights? Like, and all the greatest will tell you, yes, I watch fights. Like, you know, like, that doesn't make sense for guys to lie that they don't watch fights. They lie.
Okay, so the reason why I was kind of...
in terms of, like, watching film on your opponent, that's a different thing. Like, guys who probably really don't watch film on their opponents, you know? Because I've been there, like, well, I just wouldn't, like, because I didn't care. But now I see there's an advantage in watching guys' tendencies and their habits, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I asked that question is I want to know your feelings about a certain fighter, because as media, we love doing this. Fans, we love doing this. Fighters, they tend to not really think about this as much, but I'm going to throw it out there anyways to you. There was a bantamweight in your weight class who just fought this past weekend, TJ Dillashaw. He defended his belt successfully. Obviously, your teammate, Dominic Cruz, has some history with him. He's calling for that fight. But, of course, you know what happens. You're the top bantamweight in one organization. He's the top bantamweight in the other one. Of course, we always got to ask, like, how would you feel about that matchup? So my question to you is, how would you feel you would match up against TJ?
Myself against TJ?
Yeah.
I match up really well against TJ. Honestly, I don't think TJ is he's not strong enough. He's too little. He's a little guy. At the end of the day, the difference between myself and Cody and TJ are these guys are guys that's 25 is fighting at 35. I'm a 45 fighting at 35. You know, so they can't phase me. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna sit there and load up on like they just. I feel like they're a little slow. Like, you know, like they might, like, the way shit is portrayed. Like, you know, they're this and that, but. Again, like I said, when guys get in the ring and they're in a cage with me, like, it's a difference. Like, they're not the same people. Like, I can see right through them all. But obviously, they got fighters, you know, spirits, fighter mentality. They're tough, you know, and you can teach tough. You know, tough comes with over time. You know, that comes with, like, experience. The more battles you go through, the tougher you get. You know, so that is there, but their ability to execute a game plan on me won't be effective.
Sure. I mean, that's obviously that's a matchup we fans would love.
Absolutely, but first and foremost, you know, my goal is to, you know, win this fight August 17th. You know, get right back to training camp for TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz.
Okay.
Because Dominic Cruz has been looking as good as he's looked and feeling as good as he felt since I've been here. You know. He's injury free, you know. He's next in line. I don't see anybody else. If you want to talk about the GOAT right now at the weight class, you know, he's the guy. You know, I don't see TJ Dillashaw. He's not sniffing his jockstrap come the end of this year. Whenever they strap, Dominic Cruz will have his hand raised.
Yeah, and I mean, how big of a
or right was that?
I mean, how big of a moment would that be for your team to have the champion in both the top two organizations of the world, have your team having both guys in the same room? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll just solidify everything we know. You know, everything that we know inside. You know, and obviously gym fighters are different, but we've proven ourselves. We're stars on proven ground. So it's just everything we already know. Like we know, you know, I'm the best bantamweight in Bellator. We know Dom's the best bantamweight in the UFC. So, and not to mention I'm the best 45er in Bellator. So, that's the goal. You know, for Eric Del Fiero and Alliance MMA is, you know, and you know Phil Davis won his belt back. So, like, that's for us. Like, you know, you win this fight, you get that title fight, Dom gets that title fight, and Phil get his title fight. You know, at least mention or signed by the end of the year. That's a great year for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys obviously, you know, when you talk about top teams, your team is always in the conversation, and I mean, obviously, you could see why, as you just mentioned. You mentioned 3 of the top guys in the world, and there's a whole slew of even more guys that we're not even mentioning. So, congratulations on that, and
Absolutely.
to the whole team. You know, one thing we always like to do before we close, because I know you got to go, I know you're in a rush, and I appreciate the time. One thing we always like to do is kind of find something interesting about the man, not the fighter. So tell us an interesting fact about you that we might not know. We've had other fighters say, hey, you know, I can juggle, or hey, I think Tupac is better than Biggie. You know, something. Tell us something about Darrion Caldwell that we don't know.
Something that you guys don't know?
Yeah.
I'm the fastest man on the planet.
Okay. Are you talking about running? I'm
talking about running.
Okay. What's like? Do you have a 40 time, or what? Like, what is it?
I don't think my 40 could be clocked.
Okay. It's like Bo Jackson, like a prime Bo Jackson type, or like Usain Bolt or something like that.
Well, what was Bo Jackson, like a 4-1? 4-1?
I don't know.
I think I'm like a 3-8 or something.
3-8. I don't know if that's unheard of. So
3-8.
So listen, we have a lot of fighters listening.
3-8.
Darrion has already said that he's willing to fight any 135, 145 planet, but he's also willing to race any fighter in MMA. So let's set it up. Let's see if Darrion can Bellator. Let's reach out Coker. Let's get Scott Coker. Let's throw the challenge out there. I'll hold the clock. You know, Coker can, you know, wave the flag, however they want to do it. Let's see if Darrion can back up his talk and prove fastest. How about hurdles? Can you do hurdles too, or no?
I want Usain Bolt. That's what I want, Usain Bolt. If I'm not racing Usain Bolt, I'm not racing anybody.
Okay.
I only want to race the fastest.
Okay. So we'll set this up. We'll get Scott to set up a race between you and Usain Bolt, and if Usain beats you, here's the catch. Then he's got to step in the cage with you. You know, at least make it fair, right?
If he beats me, he got to step in the cage.
Yeah,
that's fair. I like that.
All right, listen. I know you're very busy. If you have any shout outs, any sponsors, anything you want to set, the floor is yours.
Just thanks to my training camp, Eric Del Fiero, Alliance MMA, Bad Boy, my sponsors, Turk House, American Ethanol, Oak Grove, and August 17th is going down.
There you have it, folks. That was Bellator Bantamweight champion moving up to 145, Darrion Caldwell. Darrion, on behalf of the entire MMA Takeover staff, we wish you good luck. You can check him out August 17th. He's going against Noad Lahat. Thanks for the time, Darrion.
All right, buddy.